I'm back.
Train, 16 coaches long.
Yeah, you see why. Well, back after it again. After about 30 days of traveling around and pulling the cover back off of this thing and trying to get a new look at it to see what I like, what I don't like, and going through the instructions a little bit more, just seeing if I missed anything and where I want to be, since I'm not doing this by the exact set of rules books here. I guess, yeah, since I'm not going exactly by the book here, and I kind of diverted, it's kind of throwing any of you folks off. If you want to continue watching, that's fine, but I'm going to tell you where I'm at right now. I've got enough dirt down on this thing. I think I'm going to leave it alone for right now. There's some things I would have probably done better, done different, not better. I would have probably not stuck any of these little rocks. I didn't do it everywhere. I just stuck it in a few places. I probably wouldn't have done that. And I probably would have measured my roads out a little bit better. You remember when I changed my road going from here in, and I made mine go out the side this way. Well, you know, I didn't quite measure it. I just put what I thought was good for a road there, and come to find out that, you know, a country road is about 2.5 inches, and I was about 2 inches. So I took a hammer to it and I made it the width that I need to. So as you can see, I've got, and of course, you know, I had to beat this up over here. I made a lot of, you know, I didn't put a whole lot of thought into a lot of this stuff and didn't look at it before I started getting into it. This isn't a big deal. This kind of stuff is all fixable. It's not a big deal at all. Make the road a little bit wider. And then it's, you know, I gotta just fix some of this stuff as I go through. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the roads. I think I'm gonna jump ahead and go ahead and just put the roads in, road beds across, and then go from there. The other thing that I noticed was when I started laying these road beds out is I thought this was pretty cool, because this was like an open area here, and this is an open area here, and I'll just put some hills there. So I put some hills in there because it looked like just too much open area space I had on this side and on this side, and I didn't want a bunch of just flat, big open areas. This is a mountainous area, and it should be at least bumpy. And come to find out, the road crosses right here. But I'm not going to smash this up, and I'm not going to smash this up, and I'm not going to change the road over. I guess what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to have to cross my road more up in here on the other side of the switch. You know what? Is it right? You know what? You know what's right? Right's what do you end up with? I'm going to make it work. I've not done any of this before. So it's, you know, I'm just going to have to figure out. I'm just going to have to figure this stuff all out, how to do it. And, you know, I'll bring you along for the ride if you want to come. But while I was gone, though, I went to the Mississippi Model Train Museum in, I think it's around Biloxi, Mississippi or something. And they had a whole bunch of HO rolling stock that they were getting rid of, and I think I paid $3 a piece for each one of these. So hey, I finally got some trains, and I did go ahead and buy the engine. It should be here, and I'll have a video on that here once it shows up. Grandson don't get it till Christmas, but I did get the train that goes with this set, at least one of them. And okay, well, let's get to beating up and fixing on some of this stuff. Okay, here we go. It says install the hydrocal inclines at the rail crossings. For rail crossings, cut out and remove the track bed material, the width of the hydrocal on both sides using a hobby knife. And then test fit them. But if you look at these things, these things are perfectly square on the end. And because my road comes in at an angle, and even I think any other road, if you butted it perfect there, it just doesn't work on my curve. So I'm gonna have to make a modification to it. I think, obviously I've already cut out the track bed here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna butt this side up, and I'm gonna cut this one halfway through. So I'm gonna do an angle cut on here so that this thing actually sets about like that. Where it comes, it meets my road a little bit. Not a big deal. I'll have to also do a little modification on this side. And as you can see, I've got all my modification done here and here, and I'm gonna fix all that once I get this road bed fixed in and this other stuff laid in, to smooth it and all this stuff done. I'm gonna work on this one here first. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark off here to here, then I'm gonna find my best way of cutting this stuff and get this one to match up, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I think I'm gonna go about half or a little bit farther over in the flat area here. It looks like I'm gonna need, so I just got my angle, put it here. Now let's find a way to cut it. Okay, I got these things angle cut now, and my road bed trimmed off of this side. And once I got that done, then I got the other side trimmed. I'll show you straight down. I trimmed it, and now I need to kind of line them up. You can see where I have this is my conduit that I initially put in for when I wanted to put a crosser there, and same thing on this side. Same thing on this side over here. So if I want to eventually put some red crossing things, flashing things there, I can have a way to get electricity up to them. So this one may be a little out of place, but this one looks all right. Got the road crossing, a little bit more of an angle instead of straight 90 degrees cut at it. And I think we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna cut the road bed out on this side, and then we'll look and see. I'll come back and show you once I get that cut out and see what the next step is here. Okay, I believe I'm ready. I just used some 80 grit sandpaper here to get down to a little bit of this cloth that it was talking about, because I already had it painted over top of it. And same on this side, just to get it, because now it's talking about using foam tack glue. So we're gonna see how that works. Put some on either side of here and here, and I'm gonna put these down and glue them. Those are glued in, and you know, I had to do it twice because I don't read everything like I'm supposed to, but remember it says it should be level with the top of the track. So what I did was I just used one of the other inclines, and when the first time I did that, this was low. I mean, it was low. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference in the big scheme of things, but I went ahead and adjusted it up with little shims of plaster there, and I did that on both sides just so that it is leveled with the track. And of course I cracked this one, but I'll put some glue on it. That's what glue's for. Okay, looking at their little plan here, all these inclines, these eyes, eye here, eye here, eye, the eye, and the C. You get the C, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyes, but don't go looking for no B, it ain't there. And don't go looking for no A, it ain't there. So you have to have a piece between here and then between here to hook into your road here. Those are made with 1/4-inch foam, of which I just barely had enough. So I had to make a piece in between the track to do like your inclines. So I've done that. I've went ahead and cut it at his post B, and you can see it does go straight across the road. And I'm gonna glue it into position. As you can tell, I've got the 2 inclines. They're angled and glued in. I got the 1/4-inch piece in, and it's glued down. I've fixed all this, busted up stuff that I had to bust up to make the road wide enough And yeah, needs some paint and whatever, but I think it's all fixed up pretty well. And what I fixed that with was this stuff, and I tell you what, the Sculptamold modeling compound. This stuff's been wonderful. And I tell you what, I'm down to the last little bit in my bag. I'm probably gonna buy another one, because you know, if you have any hiccups, you need to remold it. You just wet down some of it, you stick it in there, and it forms really well. I did finish the road crossing. You know, one thing I did realize is, hey, real cars don't have to go across here, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And as long as the trains will go through there, so on the inside edge of all of these is all you need to do is clear to get the train to work, clear the top. I've got the road ready to go on the back side here. I'll pour that a little bit later today, but while I was making me a little double pencil thing here and measuring out how wide to make it so I can draw my road, I had the unfortunate incident of turning this one piece that was kind of critical, that hit this angle here on my road, into about, I don't know, 1,000 pieces. I do have this piece left. I know that goes up here, and basically it ends up being this piece down here. So I just increased the level of difficulty by, I don't know, 100% or so. So what I'll do is I'll just cut this piece, get it in place, place this piece up to here, run my tape all the way across to here and here, and then I will make a form for this piece. And it's not a big deal. I don't think it's a real big deal. It's just a little bit of an angle. And then I'll just fill that whole area up to here and blend it in. So that's the game plan for this next road. And again, I'm going to go ahead and just work all these roads in here and all these crossings. And once I get the roads done, then I can pour the or do the ballast for around the track, and then the rest of it is just do as you go. But right now, I think I'm gonna get the roads done, painted, and then I'll do the ballast, and then I'll worry about some more of this other stuff. After a whole lot of rigging, I've got the original piece put back in here. I got me a mold built with a little filler and glued in here, and I got it angled, cut down with the with my foam cutter, and then I got my foam laid down for my road. I think as long as I fill here, fill it in, and then fill my road normally between here and here, and then back here, I think I should be fine. So I'm gonna mix up some Smooth It, and we're gonna mix up some Smooth It and roll with it. Try to give it a whirl. I can always tear it out and do it again if I need to. Okay, lessons learned on this. One, don't make a whole bunch. I just wasted a bunch. Make a little batch of it. Looks like it'd go a long way. You know, I'm gonna have a little bit of modifying there to do to that a little bit, but I think that's gonna work out fine. This just puts a very thin coat over top, so you don't need to make a massive amount. I got the road built all the way back, and what I'm gonna do now is just let it dry, and then I'll take all this extra off. Then I'll go over to this area here and start building on it. Lesson learned there. No waste. Okay, here we are. We're this piece right there, these two pieces right here. You did not get these with the kit. I went ahead and mounted the last of my angle pieces in here because I got a hill going. It's a little funky angle, but I think that's fine. Had to cut these, make these pieces and cut them in. And Yeah, what can I say? It's just hit and miss. Just play with it. Get the pieces made. That's a 1/4 inch foam. My little foam knife sure did come in handy for getting that done. And they tell you to put your foam on there, press it, then you get the imprints of these tracks and cut it 1/16 inch in. Then beyond that, the curves, I just did it to make it look good. Okay, just getting ready to do this next piece. And I did learn something here. I cut these pieces exactly the way I wanted them, and I had nowhere to put the tape at. So I had to add some pieces. If you take a look at that, I just added some temporary pieces to put the tape on, and that's what this is here. And you know, I didn't mention anything about that, but if you have your pieces cut perfect to the shape and you stick them in there, you got nowhere to put your tape at to build it up to that next level to get it up to your rail. Well, I think I got this down pretty close. It may look like Frankenstein, but it looks like it's going to work pretty well, or well enough. So I'm going to go ahead. You know, good thing the cars don't drive on there. I'll clean some of that up and do some sanding on it, but really, you know, it just needs to look like a road. And it ain't beautiful, but I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I know up to here it looks pretty good. And I got some flattening down. This stuff can be sanded a little bit, so I'll do some cleanup on it tomorrow, show you the last little bit before I end this video. But okay, the roadway is all completed. I got it all cleaned up. And then I noticed that this thing is pretty high in here. You know, it's at least a 1/4 inch plus the thickness of that other tape. And it left these big gaps in here like this. So I went in, right or wrong, can't tell you yet, and filled these areas with dirt. This is my 50-50 mix of my dirt and the non-sandy grout that I bought before. And I just mixed it in there. You see, it's like this area right here. You know, ballast is going to go and fall off the edge, and I'd have to fill all this with ballast or whatever. I'm just going to treat this like a yard or anything else. I'm just going to fill it with dirt. I'm going to make it look. I already did this area over here, and you can see that I filled in all this gap with the with dirt, and I'll show you how I did that. Right or wrong, you may not want to do that. Me, I'm just looking at it saying, well, I need to fill in that area because it just looks terrible. And I'm getting ready to put in, like right here, if I put in ballast here, I'm going to have to fill this whole area up with ballast in front of here. And you can see what I did up to here. And then I got this big gap. That's probably all going to have to be filled with ballast, I guess. I'd rather fill it with dirt. And I got plenty of dirt. So, right or wrong, indifferent. I'm going to keep going around here and filling these areas in. I filled that one in. I filled this one in. All the way around the edge of the track here. So that's all done. Up around this whole area was humongous. It was just really deep cut. It's all filled in now. I'm going to go ahead and play with it some more, and I'll do this. I'll tell you what, I'll do this little area right here to show you what I did. So maybe you can use it as a tip of not what to do. Yeah, because it's screwed up. I don't know that it's going to screw up. I know one thing. I'm going to do it anyway. So here we go. Okay, well, I'm going to show you what I did. This could quite possibly be a tutorial of how not to do something, which is completely possible, but you know what? Nothing's unrecoverable. This is the area that's supposed to go over to the train station, and the hard pan road's in here, but there's a dirt road that goes off of this somewhere in here and goes over here. Well, how do you make the dirt road? I guess I could put some foam in there and cover it with something, and then put some little light gravel. You know what, dude? This whole area is too low. This whole area is too low. I'm going to bring it up to the edge of the foam and just in here a little bit and fill this area in. And then when I need to make my road over, it's a gravel road anyway. So I'll show you what I did to this other area. And it was kind of real easy. I just took a scoop of that mixture that I was telling you about and filled it into the middle here. And then the difference in this and what was sprinkled is that this hasn't been run through a nylon, so the particles are a little bit bigger. And I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I just want it to fill in. I want it to look good. And looks good for me is going to be good enough. I'm not trying to win no awards of what was done properly. So I'm just going to fill this area up with dirt, just like I would do in my yard if I wanted to even stuff up a little bit. Okay, once I got that area filled up, again, I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm telling you how I'm doing it. This is a fine mist of alcohol. I'm just gonna wet it down really good with that alcohol because it'll go away pretty quick. Keeps it from moving around. Or I've seen somebody else do it. I can't tell you why. They did it, so I'm doing it. So I get a good layer of that on there. This is my mixture of matte Mod Podge 1 to 3 with water with a little sprinkle of soap in it to make it actually soak in. And then work it in here. Looks to me like I'm gonna let that go. That area's filled in. Looks good to me. I have the road completed. It looks good. I've had to not ballast. I don't know what there's a word for it. I just had to fill in to raise up around the track bed all the way around. Road bed's in on this side. Now I got to figure out what to do to get across to the other side over here. A second coat of paint on these road beds. They all look good. Got them all cleaned up. Road bed looks fine. And I elected to go ahead and finish the road up to the town. And I'm gonna leave it there because I have no clue what I'm doing up here yet. Gonna get this done and I'm gonna get the dirt road done, laid up here today. And again, I had to use my hammer trick and I used one of my tools here that I had for body work and just had to beat some of this out to get the road bed built into here. So you don't see all that when you're kind of building it. I guess I didn't because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So be quite honest with you, then I had to, after I beat all this in enough to get the road, then I had to go back in with a little bit of my Sculpt-A-Mold again and kind of fix some of this stuff. Gonna let it dry up a little while. Then I'll finish painting this and I'm gonna put the road on up. My ultimate goal is here to get the roads in. I'm gonna try to figure what I wanna do over here on this road. It looks like about what I got drawn. Don't know what's going in these areas yet. And probably get the road done to this one too. That's all I'm gonna do is get the roads done. Then I have a blank earth with the roads. Then I could figure out the rest of it and grass and those things. Okay, I'm gonna keep working. Well, I know I've said that, oh, this is the end of this project. This is definitely the end of the road project right here. I'm gonna give you a slow run down here. The road's completed, it's black. All the messed up is fixed. The road crossings are done. The railroad tracks are cleared. I've filled in all around all these deep cut areas. It all looks good. This is how I elected to go across the road here. And what I've done here is a modification of what I was telling you I did over here with just filling this up with dirt with the other stuff mixed in with it. I tried to put some of these rocks. I put rocks in here first. I had some that I sifted out of my sand. And I'm going to fill that in, and that'll look just like that. Basically, it's just filler instead of putting down Sculpt-A-Mold or something to fill this deep gaps up over here. Kind of like this right here, this kind of deep hole. I put some rocks in there, and I'm going to cover that with the sand here in a little bit. For all intents and purposes, this is done. This is done on this side. And coming back out slowly. Down the road, this is all fixed. The road's completed. And you can tell, even in the road, I don't care if there's potholes. You know what? I haven't figured out what era this is, but it's probably going to be the 50s to 60s era, maybe 40s, 30s to 40s era train set. So they have perfect roads anyway. So it's up the hill's done. It's all done up the hill to here, and I don't know what I'm doing up here yet. This is the stuff that they gave you with the kit to do the dirt road. The dirt road is complete all the way up, and it matches almost my dirt already anyway, which is terrible, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I'll figure it out, but the road up there is done, the dirt road up. Now, what I'm gonna do is clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna end this video, and then we're gonna come back to ballast the track. See you in the next one.